Hello, it's Victoria Caseborn here, and I wanted to do a little video of the 6 traits that I think you need in order to run a business, just to see if that could be you, because it's not for everybody. It's not an easy push button, let's make loads of money type of thing. It's really hard work. I've been doing it for 15 years. I've had a lot of up and downs, and yeah, and I've helped a lot of people start businesses, and some people it's just not for them because it takes too much commitment, and from them they don't want it enough. So I want to run through these 6 areas for you to think about to see if you could run your own business, if you've got what it takes. So let's get cracking. So number 1 is, do you have something that you could be super passionate about? Have you got something in your life that you really, really love doing and that really excites you and also comes quite naturally to you? Because that is where you want to be focusing, because being in business is hard. Sometimes you have to work long hours, but because you love it, because it's where your heart sings and it's what you absolutely love, it doesn't feel like it's a problem. It doesn't feel like you resent it like you would if you were being told by your boss to work sort of longer than 9 to 5 and put in overtime, because you want to. It's like a hobby. And I think you really need that in business. I think if you're running a business that feels like a slog and it's not where your heart is, then it becomes a little bit too much like hard work. So absolutely, I think you need to have a real passion there that you can build your business around. So number 2 is, are you resilient? Can you keep going even if you keep getting a few knocks? Because anything worthwhile doing is going to come with things that are going to get in your way. You just have to look at some of the major successes out there. So J.K. Rowling, for instance, she didn't get published straight away. She had to keep going and going. She was resilient and she got success at the end. And that's the same for loads and loads of really incredibly successful people out there. They didn't have success at the beginning. So are you resilient enough to get through those initial hurdles that you might have to face to keep going? You can't just put your stuff out there, launch a website and expect to build a business off the back of that instantly. There's going to be times when you're worried it's not going to work, or you're going to get some feedback that knocks your confidence. So you need to learn from it, but keep going anyway. Know in your heart that this is for you and that you're prepared to get past those knocks, okay? I'm incredibly sensitive. I take it all on board, but I want it enough that I keep going anyway, and that's what you need to be. You need to be able to stand up against those types of things. Yes, it's going to affect you, but you need to keep going anyway, and that is where you start to build a really great business. It's not going to be built overnight, and it's not going to be built without issues and a few little hiccups and problems and curveballs, so you have to be resilient. So number 3, have you got support around you? It's incredibly hard. I want to say impossible, but nothing's impossible, to do this alone. You need support. Now, whether that's from your friends and family, maybe you have a mentor, a group, a coaching group. You need support around you in order to do this, especially if you're a mum and you have other commitments that you need that support. Now, that could be support emotionally. It could be, you're not going to have all the answers because you've not run a business before. So you're going to need business support to get you there quicker. I mean, I didn't have any of that when I started, and I did do it alone. And it was a really long, laborious, lonely process, and I wouldn't recommend it. So yes, you can do it alone, but I think if you want to get there quickly and quicker and with less pain that I had to go through, then find that support so you can learn from other people, be picked up when you hit those lows, and just to keep you going towards your goal. And that is where the resilience we've just spoken to will come in as well, because you will have that support around you. It's very difficult to be resilient when you don't. Number 4, you need to have a really good, healthy relationship with money. So if you're quite bad with your money management at home and you end up in a lot of debt and you can spend money like water, then that's going to follow into your business. So you do need to be good with money, just to understand it and to not throw it away, because as you're building your business you will be getting sales and money in. Now, if you're just going to throw all that money away and be very reckless with it, then you're not going to be building up your business. So you do need to have a very healthy relationship with money. And that's also on a very emotional level as well, because if you don't feel that you deserve the money, for instance, your subconscious is going to be pushing that money, either pushing the sales away so that you don't get any sales, or when you get sales, it's going to be like pushing the money away. And obviously, if you're going into business, you want to do it because you're going to be earning a lot of money and really profitable. So you do need that healthy mindset around money. Now, don't worry, I don't necessarily have a brilliant relationship with money myself, or I haven't had up until recently. So I've had a lot of coaching around it. So you can, if that's the one thing out of these 6 things that you think, and everything else is like, yeah, I could do it, then just get some coaching and some support around your money mindset, because all of that's learnable, and all of that's all that's happened is during your childhood and growing up, you will have experienced negative messages around money. So that money is bad, money makes people bad, and that you don't want to be bad, so you reject the money. It's all very subconscious, but if you notice that about yourself, I'd really recommend getting that sorted now before you start building your business, because it's really important stuff. Okay, so number 5, this is definitely where my strength is as an entrepreneur, is that you need to be prepared to be able to jump in without having all the facts, all the answers, and you're prepared to do things that aren't completely perfect at the beginning. So you need to basically feel confident sort of dealing with uncertainty and being able to jump in without all the facts lined up ahead. If you're the sort of person that needs to have all the I's dotted and T's crossed, and you wouldn't feel prepared to do anything without having that all in place, then I think you'll really struggle with being an entrepreneur, because you do have to think on your feet. You have to wing it a little bit sometimes, because you don't have all the answers. And if you waited along to have all the answers and all the boxes ticked and everything done, you might have lost that opportunity. So I guess what I'm trying to say is you need to think on your feet a little bit and be prepared to sort of step out of that comfort zone and do it, and operate in the dark a little bit sometimes, just so that you can grow. Now, it might be that that's not you, and you might still be able to build a brilliant business with that, and it just might take you a bit longer and slower, and it'll be a different type of business. But I think one of the things that really stand me in strong position is that I'm willing just to go out and then have a go, and if it fails, great, I've got the feedback and I'm on. I very much they call it failing forward. So I'll go out and I have a go at something, and if it doesn't work, I've learnt loads, and I can go on and apply that to other parts of my business, pass it on to all my lovely clients, so they don't make the similar mistakes, then I'm off to something else. And it makes for great fun, it really does, and it just means I can move really quickly. So I do think that's quite a good trait if you're thinking of starting your own business. And then lastly, number 6, are you ready to commit to your business 100%? I don't think you can run a business really half-heartedly. Now, looking at me, I've just had a baby a year ago, and I couldn't have my focus on my business 100%, and so it started to, it wasn't growing basically, and now I'm back fully on it. It's growing, it's doing amazingly, and it just shows, it reinforces how important it is to have everything in it 100%, because that is when you're going to grow. And if you're just approaching, I'm going to stick my toe in the water and just see, and if it works, then maybe I'll do that. If you're going to approach your business from the beginning like that, it's not going to grow, it's not going to get anywhere. You need to be in the mindset that I want this, I'm going to do it no matter what. I'm jumping in 100%, and you watch me, I'm going to make this work. Because then what happens is that mindset is that any of those blocks that we talked about earlier that come in front of you, you'll be like, well, I know that I'm going to do it eventually anyway, so how am I going to get around it? Whereas if you're sticking your toe in the water, you're thinking, oh, well, maybe that's a sign I'll just give up there. So you need to be 100% committed to your dream, and that makes a massive difference. So I hope that's helped. I'd love to know in the comments below if you think you can run your own business, because I believe most people can, and that any of those things that you think, that's not me, I can't do it, everything's learnable, everything you can. But you do need those basic traits, I think. But all of those, I think you can build on and work on if you really have a strong desire to be your own boss and run your own business. And believe me, 15 years on, I wouldn't have it any other way. As I've said, it's hard work. I don't want you to think that running your own business is like, amazing, I've got all this money, and it's, because I think people that don't run businesses think that's what it's like. You start a business and you're suddenly rolling in money and it's all so easy. It's not, otherwise everybody would be doing it, but it is so worthwhile. I have complete freedom and flexibility over my time. I absolutely love it. I really love it. And if you're the right person, then you would love it too if you build it around your passions, like we said at number 1. So anyway, I hope you found that helpful. I'd love to hear from you in the comments, and have a great day. All right, lots of love. Bye. I forgot to invite you. So as we're talking about businesses, I'm actually running a completely free 2-week challenge that you are very welcome to come and join me on. You can start at any time, and it just means that what I've done is I've put a process in place where it it guides you through working out what those passions are that we spoke about, your whys, and then looking at all the opportunities that you could build around that, and then looking at the people that could support you, and really getting a good plan in place and giving you that structure and space and support to work out what your perfect business would be. Because if this sounds like it could be you, then you probably have a business inside of you hiding there ready to come out, and we just need to work out what that perfect one would be. So if you want some help to work out what that perfect business would be for you, then do come and subscribe to my free challenge, which you can find the link over at victoriacaseborn.com, and I'll see you inside it. There's a free, beautiful workbook for you to fill in, a challenge, loads of videos every day, a video every day talking about it. So it's a really well thought out process. A lot's gone into it. So I'd love for you to come and get some value from that, because that's there waiting for you. All right then, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.